Hey everybody, welcome back to my Let's Play Castle of the Winds. So we're back now. I think the best thing to do at this moment is to start preparing for the end. That's fine. Let's just make some room. There's a dead one anyway. Alright, and sell the leather helmet. Nothing in the small chest, so that's okay, we can use that. Nothing in the large bag. Got a bunch of potions. I don't even know if we're really going to be using all of these potions, really. Don't think we're going to need that many potions of levitation. Okay. So I don't know if this is going to work. I think if we use this spell, I think we can go back to where we were in the dungeon. Okay. So maybe we can rest here, or what we need to do is sleep for our mana to be restored. We should have done that before we came back. So I believe when we start playing Castle of the Winds Part 2, I think we can import this character that we've already built up. Pretty sure. Okay, so we have okay. Okay, so when you sleep, the monster detection wears off. Oh. Okay, so we fell through a trapdoor and now we're on level 11. See what all we can put here. Okay, that's fine. I wish I would have used that detect monsters now. Alright, Book of Spells. Fireball. Okay. That's cool. Whoa. Oh, man. Okay. Alright, let's go back here. Oh, man. It costs a lot to use Fireball. Okay. Gotta keep looking around. Let's see what we have. We have detect traps, create traps, okay. Alright, there's an amulet down there. I don't think it's the amulet we're looking for, but it's an amulet. Can I identify it? Yep. Resist lightning. Oh, but it's, look, cursed. There's Rungnir, the hill giant lord. There's a huge ogre right next to him, also. Alright. So, I saved. Okay. Wow, look at that. Before you looms a gigantic figure out of legend. Long ago, in a more peaceful time, your godparents spun tales of the 9 worlds around you, the worlds of the Aesir and Vanir gods above, the world of the dead and the dark dwarfs below, the grim worlds of frost and flame and stone through which stride the mighty Jotuns called giants in those rare times when they walk the earth. The enormous being before you can only be such a Jotun, taller and broader than any man or even any ogre, yet equipped and accoutred in a manner which suggests intelligence much beyond any mere monster. Eyes which gleam with evil meet your gaze. The giant rubs his broad chin and shouts in a gravely bass. Who is the impertinent human who would visit great Hrungnir with a weapon drawn? At last you confront the one who destroyed your foster parents' farm, who burned and pillaged the simple hamlet which sheltered you, who in this pursuit of you has slaughtered all you held dear. Hrungnir notes your mounting rage and chuckles. Ah, so you're the one I was to kill, the little creature who caused such a disturbance in the upper fortress. I suspected that those villagers were too meek to have been the threat I sought. How kind of you now to come to me so that I may finish the task properly. My lord need never know of my initial failure. Guards, destroy this foolish pest. An imperious gesture from Hrungnir summons a squad of armored ogres. As they rush at you, the giant hefts a round boulder in one hand. Oh my. Okay, here we go. You know, I wish that we had more mana. So the boulder does a good bit of damage. Oh man. This was a terrible idea to come up here. Yeah, not gonna work out well. Oh, look at that. We did it. Well, I thought we did it. Spoke too soon. I'm guessing that maybe it glitched out or something and showed him as the ogre or something, I don't know. Man, I don't even know what I clicked. Okay. I don't know what's most effective on him. The fireball is probably pretty effective, but I don't want to use all of that. Mana up. Okay. Ah. Well. Okay. So it looks like we did it. Did it this time. Not too bad, not too bad. The mortally wounded Hrungnir staggers and falls to one knee, descending to your eye level. One huge hand points at you. You brace for a counterspell as the giant traces a serpentine pattern with a carmine glowing finger. Hissing sibilantly, suddenly Hrungnir coughs and chokes, and the spell flickers out prematurely. He gasps and meets your gaze again. My lord thinks that you dead. A short bark of giantish laughter dies into a rattle as Hrungnir's eyes glaze as he pitches over dead. Vengeance is yours. With patience and courage worthy of the great Aesir, you have wrought revenge for yourself, your foster parents, and your village. All the pain of the recent weeks came from the designs of the enormous being Hrungnir. Now his body lies dead before you. His depredations have come to an end. But who sent this Hrungnir? To whom and what did he report? Why were you selected to receive his attentions? Alright. These questions haunt you as, impelled by a nagging suspicion, you search the battered body of the dead giant. A familiar glint from under the giant's jerkin stops your breath momentarily. There, with trembling hands, you draw forth a shining amulet, which warms immediately to your touch, left for you by your dead and unknown father, kept in trust for you by your slain foster parents, stolen by Hrungnir's brigands, now recovered by your heroism. You now hold in your hands the promised legacy, the key to your unknown birthright. It seems to glow faintly in greeting and grows unnaturally warm as you think of your father. Without hesitation, you place the amulet around your neck, where it fits you perfectly. Enchanted Amulet of Kings. Alright. Oh man. Let's go back into it. It glitched out on me again. And then he was killed by a dragon. Wool cloak. Wool cloak. Blank scroll. Staff. Okay, so we got a staff, we got enchanted amulet of kings. So we activated the amulet of kings. Upon activating the amulet, you immediately feel it radiate power. Its aura spreads, enveloping you. Your awareness of the world around you fades. A warm, colorless glow obscures your vision. A watery, rushing sound fills your ears. You can no longer feel the weight of your armor, or even your feet on the ground, as if you were floating in a warm pool. The rushing sound fades to a low burble, and then to a barely noticeable throb. You feel warm and protected and somehow content. Time passes, a minute, an hour, you don't know. After an unknown time, you notice a shape in the glow before you. As you watch, it coalesces into a form of a man shimmering ornate armor, who meets your gaze and smiles warmly. His features seem familiar. Though you don't recognize his face, he opens his mouth to speak, and the low throb in your ears rises rapidly in pitch until it forms words. My son, I am he who was called Prince Arvi, thy father. The power of the amulet which thou now dost wear has summoned me from the nether realm, and thee from Midgard, so that I may speak to thee this once. Thou hast done very well to have come this far against all the obstacles before thee, and I am well pleased with the manner in which thou hast shown thy mettle, avenging the deaths of thine godparents and the destruction of thy village. Yet thy greatest test still awaits thee. Elation fills you as your father's words of praise and the discovery of your royal blood, but his hint of future trials tempers your delight with foreboding. Your father continues. 18 winters ago, disaster struck our line, when we became enmeshed in a great conflict between the Aesir Thor and trickster Loki. On mortal Midgard, dread Surtur himself was taken apart, which was not to happen until the eve of Ragnarok. All the wise in all the 9 worlds fear that his continuing intervention in mortal affairs portends the premature arrival of Ragnarok and doom for us all. The attacks on thy farm and village, terrible as they were, are then but 2 threads in this great pattern. For Hrungnir hunted thee at the direct command of Surtur, who sees that thou art fated to oppose him. It is thy task then, as the last surviving heir to the throne, and thy fated destiny as my son, to thwart Surtur's designs on Midgard. Thou must reclaim our fallen castle of the winds. When thou dost invoke the power of thy amulet once more, it will port thee to a town near the castle. From there wend thy way to the castle ruined throne room, where even now the shade of my father, King Lifthrancer, thy grandfather, awaits thy arrival. You notice your father's voice slurs somewhat, dropping a bit in pitch, and his mailed legs waver, as if seen through a fire. He looks away for a moment, then meets your gaze again. I may tarry here no longer, but I must leave thee now to fulfill thy destiny, and so lift the doom on our bloodline. Thy grandfather can tell thee more. May all the Aesir shield thee, dear son. With a final gentle smile, your father's image dissolves into the surrounding glow, and a low rumble replaces his voice in your ears, leaving you alone, once again fatherless. The glow reveals no other figures, yields no other voices. You float without sense of time. After an indeterminable period, awareness of your surroundings returns. You find yourself back on your feet with the amulet cooling in your hand and 100 questions heating your mind. Okay, so I think the thing to do now is to use the amulet again. Save. Here ends part 1 of Castle of the Winds, A Question of Vengeance. To continue your adventures in part 2, The Fall of Surtur, save your game now and see order information under the help menu. Once you receive part 2, you'll be able to load your character for part 1 and continue your quest, which we already have part 2, and I will be definitely playing that one next. Alright. Victorious. Alright, well this video is a little longer than the other ones, but we had to go ahead and finish it up. But go ahead and like and subscribe if you did enjoy watching this, and stay tuned for the next one. Hopefully I get around to doing that one pretty soon, and thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.